Hello, internet strangers, and welcome back again to Vintage Story. So today I am planning on prepping to go into the Resonance Archives. They're way down here. I figured if we'd spend episode 19 prepping, then the big episode 20 can be Resonance Archives. And I already have my armor, which is pretty nice. I think it's gonna protect me good enough for most things. However, I would like to get better healing. And so far, the best healing items I see are the alcohol-soaked bandage and the honey sulfur poultice from linen. I don't really know which one of these is going to be easier. The alcohol-soaked bandage requires aqua vitae. I assume that's just a fancy word for alcohol. I don't think that's gonna be the right one. I think this honey sulfur poultice is gonna be much better, and they look like they do the exact same thing. So we have a little bit of honey, and I don't intend on making a lot of these because we can use cheaper bandages for, you know, less serious situations where we're maybe not dying actively. So, and we have this honeycomb. The only thing we really need is sulfur. And luckily, in my travels, I have found some sulfur over here on the coast. I don't really know how long it is going to take to get there. I don't think it's that far away. But if the oceans have not entirely frozen over, we can probably make another raft. Because I know for a fact, I do not still have one. I think it probably got burnt up in the Great Fire of my own stupidity. So I'm gonna go get some more reeds to make the cheap bandages as well as for rope. Now that we have all of our rope, I believe this is enough to make another raft. Oh, maybe 2 logs on the edges, yes. As well as a crude ore. It's just a stick. Never mind, we already had a crude ore in here. Well, I guess we have a second one now. I thought we didn't have one. So I'm going to clear my inventory and then go get that sulfur. We are just about here. So all I have to go off is the marker, and it is quite dark. So I hope that I was accurate. Oh. Funnily enough, there's also copper here. Where is this sulfur? Is it in this cave? Before I go down there, I'm going to put this armor on. Took it off. But, it is. Okay. I did not bring any support beams, so we're just going to have to probably stay away from the area that we're digging. Either that or use, get this, the dirt method. How much crushed sulfur? Okay, it grinds into 2 powdered sulfur when we get each of these sulfur chunks. That's nice. In theory, if I stand back all the way out here, then I should be safe if anything collapses. However, that doesn't work if we need to start getting closer to mine more in the back. Here it says 70. Someone told me that even if it's just a little bit unstable, there's a chance of it falling. I feel like that's probably just bad game design, if that's the case. So I'm going to continue assuming that's not true. But then again, you know, you can stick a singular tiny piece of support beam to the ceiling and have that function, so maybe this game's not above that. You know, it's kind of weird that rocks are capable of caving in, but then the dirt just isn't. Like, if that's a setting I can change, maybe I should do that. But so far it seems like the, you know, much softer and looser soil just can't cave in. So one more. This is going to be the one that causes the cave in. Nope. My OCD can't handle this. A piece of sulfur gets to go live in the void. Getting back out of this hole. Once again, dirt will be our hero. So we can come back here if we ever need more sulfur. But that shouldn't be for a while. Now that we're back home, I can start grinding this up, get that borax out of there. Where did I put you? Borax can go in there. Okay, so I need to take this. I was told that breaking those beehives was a bad idea, and I agree that was probably a terrible idea. Hey, look, some of our hide is done. I'm getting distracted. Anyway, I really do want to conserve cloth for our boat, because like having a boat sailing around would be so cool, but I really don't know if that's worth having as a priority right now. Because we can always do that later. So we just need linen, and then why is this full of water? No idea. We can take bowls, right, and then use those, put the honey in them. Transfer liquid to/from container. Could we have done this with a bucket? Hold on, bowls seems kind of not that useful. Okay, beeswax. Oh yeah, we can do this with a bucket. Actually, being that there's only 2 liters of honey, the bowls might be better. Yeah. Bowls probably better for crafting. So we put this there, that there, and then powdered sulfur just kind of anywhere, or does it have to be in a specific place? Now, there we go. Honey sulfur poultice from linen. That gives us 4 of them. I'm not going to use this flax twine for anything other than making linen. I apologize for the immersion break here, but I would like you to fully understand the mistake I am about to make. I want you to focus right down in my hotbar there, and notice what item I am holding. See, that's the honey. And if you'd also notice, the action I am about to complete is milling the sulfur in the quern, right? And if you're really keen-minded here, you may notice that milling sulfur in the quern is a right-click action. The other thing that is a right-click action is consuming the food you are holding. So, that honey that counts as a food is fighting for right-click dominance with my interaction to the quern. I believe you know how this is about to go. Okay, so grind this up. So we're gonna get 16. Seems like it'll be pretty good. If we use more than 16 of these, if it's that bad down there... Oh, we're gonna hope that the game did not autosave anytime near then, and that if we Alt F4, we can just go back, because I just ate the honey. I was holding it, and I ate the honey. Like an idiot. Nope, it saved. Okay, is there any options in the main menu, single player? Can we go back to previous save? Total time played, seed, playstyle standard. Yep, I don't know. No, there's no way that we can, no way that we can go back there. Not at all. Give me a second. Upon further consideration, there is no way to revert to back before I completely wasted all of our honey. I just wanted to click on the quern. So it seems like we're gonna have 4 honey sulfur poultice. We'll just have to make up for it with a bunch of this horsetail poultice. Is it good? No. Is it good enough? Yes. So the other thing I was told to do was to get another temporal gear because, and I quote, "It's a long walk back if you die." So I presume we can just kind of sit out here and hope that there are drifters about doing drifter things. I don't see any. Current rift activity low. Wasn't there a rift like in my front yard over here? I don't think so. You know what, I'm gonna make a better knife. I don't think I can stand much longer having to deal with crappy knives. Because I'm tired of it breaking all the time. Does this mean it won't keep breaking all the time? No, but it'll do it less, hopefully. Oh wait, I don't even need to do that. I already have ingots. You know, forget that. I just wasted a piece of charcoal. Tin bronze knife blade seems like it's going to be pretty easy to make. Another one of the things that probably should give you 2 from 1 ingot, but it doesn't. Because of course it doesn't. You know, I've been trying out this, like, unlocking the cursor thing. I haven't really made up my mind on whether I think it's better or not. I feel like it makes me less accurate, but maybe a little faster. There we go. Tin bronze knife. So we need to go get horsetails. As predicted, horsetails. These break faster with my knife. If they do, it is barely noticeable. So I'm not going to waste durability. Okay, that's not good. Random wolf. Looks like I'm going to need to use some of these bandages a little earlier than I thought. You're not going to kill me. I'm too good at this game. There we go. I really thought I'd cleared out the entire population of wolves back there. Like, even the children. But maybe one of the orphans escaped. They do tend to do that. I'll put my armor on. See, these are the bones from a different wolf I killed. I thought I got all of them back here. I was exterminating these things like the Yellowstone Park management. See, there's another orphan. You gotta deal with these guys before they grow up and start causing problems. You know, it's not a big chance, very small chance, but very real, that eventually one of these wolves could become Batman. You know, if I only kill the adults and I'm constantly churning out orphans into the world, Wolf Batman is eventually gonna happen. So we got to take after Technoblade. We have to do what he would have wanted. Shh, I hear something. Could it be more bees? I think they're right above me. What do I mark this as? Ah, yes, bees. Of course, they have a pre-saved bee marker. Animal husbandry. Is there something... Beekeeping. In order to obtain wax and honey, you will need to build skeps into which wild bees like to swarm. Be sure to place some flowers around. You can move a populated skep inside a free backpack slot by right mouse clicking it. Carry it to the desired location and use shift plus scroll wheel to select this. Empty reed skep, empty papyrus skep. Okay, that's not too difficult. Select a backpack slot to place the skep back down again. Your bees will visit nearby flowers and slowly produce honey. A rich populated skep can also in turn swarm to start a new bee colony in a nearby empty skep. When your skep colonies mature, break it to remove the honeycomb. Note that this is quite likely to anger the bees. Angry bees can be diverted if there happens to be anything nearby which could be mistaken for you. Squeeze the honeycomb over an open container or in the fruit press to extract honey, leaving wax. Honey can be... Okay, you know, I think I'm just gonna live with my 4 honey sulfur poultice. I think we're just gonna call that good because I'm not just gonna break the wild beehives anymore. I have more important things to be doing with it, apparently. See, these piglets, they're not a problem like the wolves. I'm gonna eat you later. Losing my mind out here, you know, I can't handle this anymore. I hear more bees. I can see them this time, too. So I went and got some more cattails. That's probably enough healing, right? We won't need more. Especially since we have a shield. If we can carry that the whole time, it's really not going to be an issue. Actually, you know, we probably need to carry lighting most of the time. That'd be more important, so we can see what's happening. I imagine the Resonance Archives aren't very well lit after all these years, decades, centuries. I have no idea how long they've been there. But I can't imagine it's a new structure. Okay, let me think. What else would we need to go down there? We have healing in some form. We have an okay amount of food. It's not the best, but I think if we grab a bunch of bowls, do this meat stew, and then we also take the vegetable stuff so we can get our health back up. And I think we have enough of that. We have light that we can take down there. Bronze Falx, pretty good durability. I might want to make a second one. I don't know how much combat we're going to do. Our armor still looking pretty good on durability. I don't really know. That seems like it's about it. Oh wow, we have a lot of hide. Where did I put the rest of the medium hide? There we go. Gotta go chop down some oak trees so I can get started on this. 2 liters of weak tannin. That is useless. Let me put you in the bucket. There we go. Yeah. I'm gonna probably make some more leather, but I think we have everything we need to go down to the Resonance Archives, other than that temporal gear. But I'm guessing that'll just kind of show up. It'll only show up when we're not looking for it. But I'll hang out and just kind of kill stuff. I'll see you whenever I get a temporal gear or something else. Something plot relevant, following the script. Now that we have beeswax, I remembered we can get candles and therefore lanterns, I believe. What was the recipe? It was like cooking it in a pot, right? Candle, cooking pot. Yes. So if we put that there and then like this, 1 candle. Anything else you can be used for? Longbow, sealing that stuff. Sturdy leather. I think this is pretty much the only thing we'd use this for right now. This might be a waste of beeswax, but I don't really know what else to use it for. So that's interesting. This cooking pot says covered in grime, can no longer be used for meal making. Even if I dunk it in the water, nothing happens. It could have told me, you know. I guess we just have one permanently dirty cooking pot now. But, you know, that's fine. Doesn't really matter too much. So, 2 clear quartz, tin bronze plate, and candle. Lantern. It is incredibly bright. I'm gonna have to... Wait, can we hang this from the... Yeah, that makes sense. Why not? The question is, do I want to carry this with me? Or do I want to put it down in this room so I don't ever have to deal with picking up and breaking torches again? Because ideally, I'd like to get one for each room. Now that we have our lantern, I think I'm just going to leave it in this room, actually. That way, I don't have to worry about breaking and replacing that torch. I'm probably going to do some creative mode testing, because I have not done this yet in Vintage Story, and I'm going to go see what I can do in order to make a mob farm. I don't really know how it works, but I'm going to figure it out. After a little bit of testing, I have figured out a design that works, I mean, pretty darn good. There's probably improvements that can be made, but regular fences seem to work just fine. So this is the basic idea. We're going to need some trapdoors, as well as fences, and that's boards and sticks, right? Yes, so my idea here, we can use these logs. I'm just going to do it with a little one slot thing, so it's easier to tell what's happening. We got our trapdoor here, and our fence here, and I got a system back here with water that'd blow the drifters, and they'd end up standing right here. And while you're on this side, you can hit through this little gap in the fence. Now, the modded one, right, it's a lot smaller of a hitbox that the drifters still can't see through. It's a lot bigger of an area that you can hit them with. But they're going to come in back here, and when they stand behind the fence, you'll be able to attack them, and they can't do anything about it. And once you have them all cleared out, and it's going to be a whole line of these. So instead of just like one here, we'd have multiple. So it'd be like set up, whole line down the hallway. And then you can hit the drifters with your falcons through here. Or I guess shivers and bowthorns. I did test it with all 3. The only thing is that if I want to build this underground, it's going to be, you know, just a little annoying to have to deal with cave-ins. So this is probably far enough. I need more trapdoors, probably, first and foremost. So it's going to be trapdoor, oh, that one did not place correctly. It's going to be trapdoors and then fences on top of that. I do have to worry about stability because we have that turned on. Might regret that later. You know, genuinely, it's just going to be like incredibly frustrating to build this with rock stability turned on. Probably shouldn't turn it off. Maintain your integrity, but at the same time, it is off by default. You know what? I think I'm just going to turn it off for now because while mining, it really doesn't bother me to like do that for rocks and stuff. But if I'm just like building something like this farm, it just seems like a real pain. Because, like, you know, supports are fun, but if the supports, you know, if you can't, if it's not actually needed to go from the ceiling and you're just sticking stuff up there, it's not even realistic at that point. It doesn't add realism. It was kind of ruined for me, stuff falling down ever since I learned how the support beams work. If ever they fix the supports so that it actually makes sense and you have to use them, like in a normal way, I will be turning cave-ins back on, because that is a cool feature, but in its current state, not that amazing. Okay, so fence there. This needs to go up to there, right? Because it has to be 3 blocks tall in order for the, what are they called? Shivers, for those not to escape. Now that we're up here on this level, we can carve out what will be the method that these creatures will get in here. Because it's going to be 2 blocks wide so that shivers fall down. You know, because they're just wide. I don't know if a Bowtorn is 3 blocks tall. It might be. We'll probably make this tall enough, just in case. We'll go a little taller than maybe we have to. So right under here, this is our source block. Means that once we get this far back, this will be our spawning platform. So all these areas where we jump up, I think I'm going to make that 3 blocks tall, just in case the Bowtorns are that tall. I feel like they should be able to fit through 2 blocks, but if they don't, we'll be ready. So, I mean, I'm hoping you're getting a grasp now of how this is going to work. These blocks won't be here, obviously, but down here, we're going to extend this far enough back that everything's got room to spawn. So they're going to spawn, they're going to hopefully know that I'm here with their detection range, then they're going to run up, fall down, and then this water will push them right up here. That's when we take our Falx and chop them up. And I'm going to do this on both sides. So we're going to have this on the hallway on one side extending out, and then on the other side. And all of my creative mode testing told me that they cannot hit me past this fence. Is that one now? Oh, I just heard something. We have our armor on, but I don't think I actually am equipped to fight a nightmare creature. But, you know, that's a little nerve-wracking. 2% serving left. I should have just waited. I'm probably going to shut up and just build this now. I've been yapping way too much. So now we have a layer done. I'm probably going to take this fence out for the time being. So it is 5 blocks wide. Actually, wait, 6 now, not 5. And the only thing I have left to do is dig this back. So the more we dig this wall back, theoretically, the more things should spawn in here. But I don't want anything to be spawning in here right now, so I'm just going to leave it as is. And also drop off a bunch of inventory stuff. I'm also going to be pickaxe maxing, also known as pick maxing. That's so stupid. Why did I say it? It's just normal to say pick max. It's not even a pun. You guys are never going to hear this. These are the kinds of things that get cut from the video. So the other step that I was told to do, again, I don't remember his YouTube channel right now. I'll put him up. He had the original tutorial using the modded fence. I'm just taking that and using a regular fence. So full credit to him. Again, can't remember his YouTube channel name right now. But fire pits, so just these little bits of grass here. This will spawn-proof these blocks. I don't think it works during temporal storms, because, you know, temporal storms, they're just the best, and everyone loves them, because they do so many great things. But as long as we don't have a temporal storm, this should prevent anything from spawning in my walkway. You know, and that's pretty nice. I have some good news. Our very first creature has spawned in the farm. I think it's easier to hit it if I crouch. It is a Shiver, a Corrupt Shiver. These fences really aren't that great for being able to hit it. So I might try to upgrade it to, I saw copper pipes. T-joints worked well. So I might try to upgrade those in the future. But as of now, it's looking like this guy has no way of hitting me. Rusty gear, yes, thank you. And we can loot this guy as well. Some flax. The farm is working, albeit slowly. I'm going to head back up to the surface because temporal stability is rather low. But it works. The design is functional. We should have more temporal gears, like, incredibly soon. Once I expand this to be even bigger, the amount of monsters we kill in there should just restore all temporal stability, so we won't even have to take breaks to head up to the surface. So my original plan was to head to the Resonance Archives in the next episode, but I am starting to doubt that. I don't think it's going to happen. Mostly because we don't have stackable food. We don't have a lot of food in general, but when everything's got to have its own separate inventory slot, I don't think we're going to make it all the way down there. Next episode's probably just going to be expanding the farm more, and hopefully it's going to make us, dare I say, a bit wealthy. And we can just buy all the stuff we need. Because, you know, as we saw, I did get a rusty gear. So, if we get those on the regular, we'll be able to just, you know, buy all the cool stuff instead of make it. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for now. I will see you guys next episode.